Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Medical Minion. Before jumping into the video, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. So today's topic is directional term. So why it's so important to learn about the directional term? The answer is simple. Because to know where things are located. Because human anatomy is all about the study of structures. For better understanding of anatomy, one requires to develop ability to precisely describe locations of different type of structure present in the human body. In anatomy, most of the terms are descriptive, while some terms are eponyms. Eponyms are the name kept in honor of some people. For example, circle of Willis or graphene follicle are example of eponyms. And eponyms are quite easy to remember. Now let's move on our topic, that is the terms used in anatomy. I consider it important to mention about the right and left side because people may find it confusing. So whenever you are talking about or referring about the right and left side, then it's all about the subject or patient's side, not the observer. So when you refer right, it's every time about the patient's right, not your right. Similar with the left. If you're referring left side, then it's about the patient's left side, not the observer left side. You really need to learn this because it will help you while examining the scans. Usually scans have identifier given by the technician, so it can be easy to recognize the right and left. But sometimes people do make mistake and misunderstand right to left and can put the patient in trouble. So it's very important to know about right and left and to practice it. After some while you will get habitual about the right and left. So now let's move to our topic, that is directional terms. So the first is superior and inferior, sometimes refers as cranial and caudal. Superior meaning the upper part of body or towards the head, or simply you can say above. Inferior is towards the feet or lower part of body or below. The example of superior can be the lungs are superior to liver, and the example of inferior is small intestine are inferior to stomach. Cranial and caudal. This term are often used in quadrupeds. Quadrupeds meaning animal having 4 limbs. This term are more relatable when we are talking about such animals. The second comes anterior and posterior, or ventral or dorsal. Anterior meaning the front side of body or the front of trunk, whereas posterior meaning the back of the body or the back of the trunk. The example of anterior is sternum is anterior to the spine. The example of posterior can be kidneys are posterior to intestine, or the easy one can be the heels are posterior to the toes. We often use ventral and dorsal when we are talking about the side view. Ventral meaning same as anterior and dorsal meaning same as posterior. The third is lateral and medial. Do you remember about the middle line? I've talked this about in the first video of introduction of anatomy. So the middle line divides the body into equal right and left half. So lateral meaning away from the middle line, whereas medial meaning towards the middle line. So example can be trachea is medial to the clavicle bone and lungs are lateral to heart. The fourth is proximal and distal. Proximal meaning close to the origin of the limbs and distal meaning far from the origin of the limb. So example of proximal is the scapula is proximal to the humerus bone. Example of distal is wrist is distal to elbow. The fifth is superficial and deep. Superficial and deep have same meaning as external and internal. Superficial meaning external, deep meaning internal. So superficial and external meaning towards the body surface, whereas deep and internal meaning away from the body surface or deep into the body surface. So the example of superficial is the epidermis is the superficial, while the subcutaneous fat layer, that is hypodermis, is deep inside. The sixth is contralateral and ipsilateral. Contralateral meaning the structure that are present on the opposite side of each other. Example, the right arm and the left leg. Whereas ipsilateral meaning structure present on the same side of the body. Example, the right arm and the right leg are ipsilateral. So this was all about the directional term. Hope you liked the video. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and do follow me on Instagram at @medicalminion. Thank you for watching.